A lot of questions are being asked about a recent fatal car crash in Ruskin. A family of 4 died when their car crashed into a home. Now neighbors say they want the county to do something about the safety of the road. In today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law, attorney Carl Reynolds is here to talk about liabilities from this horrific crash. Wow, 4 people are dead and a home is a total loss. It's a heartbreaking situation,
Sure,
but it's really brought up a lot of different types of questions. So let's start first with insurance.
Sure.
How does insurance handle a crash like this when there's so many different kinds of damage?
Well, it's difficult. So you have auto insurance, and the auto insurance is designed to cover property damage as well as bodily injury. But oftentimes under an automobile insurance policy, that property damage coverage limit is not
a house.
6-figure. Yeah, it's not a house, right?
Yeah.
You know, some folks have 6-figure property damage limits, but most don't. Most,
oh, man.
you know, you could buy as little as $10,000 under the law. That's the minimum to register your vehicle. A lot of people buy the minimum. You could buy 25, 50, but yeah, it's difficult. So that would be the primary source, and then you have the bodily injury coverage under the automobile insurance policy. In some instances, you can get coverage through the homeowner's policy, but not if you're the homeowner. There's no liability to yourself, right? You do have medical payments coverage, but this is different because we have an automobile intruding into the home as opposed to a natural incident that might occur on a property. So then it brings up now, what does the county have any exposure, or the DOT?
Right, so that's been a big discussion, and that the people who live in this area say they've had problems in the past with collisions, obviously not to this extent. So does the county then get questioned? Because if I'm the homeowner and my home is a total loss and nobody's paying insurance for me, I'm going to start asking questions of somebody.
Sure, you look for resources wherever you can get them, and the biggest thing is whether or not the county knew or should have known that there was a problem. So a lot of it deals with notice. And any of these situations where there's an alleged dangerous condition and something catastrophic, and we hope that nothing like that happens, but when something happens, you have to look back. Did the county have proper notice? Was there complaints lodged, formal complaints? Is there a paper trail indicating that there's been a problem and they knew about it and had an opportunity to fix it, or at least warn about it or do something to make sure that it's safer? So, you know, the number one issue is, do they have a duty? And certainly the county has a duty to provide safe roadways and to keep our residents safe. And then did they have notice that there was a dangerous condition and they had an opportunity to fix it or warn about it? And if you have those two things, then you can pursue a claim potentially against the county or the Department of Transportation. The problem we have is that they are a government agency, and we've talked before on this about sovereign immunity, and there's caps on damages against a municipality, and that those caps are right now $200,000.
Wow, still not a house.
So no, and certainly not enough to reimburse someone for a death, right? So no amount of money, but certainly 200,000 is a drop in the bucket. So that's kind of the problem, and it's 200,000 per incident, or 200,000 per person, 300,000 per incident. So it's 300 total that covers not only the damages to the house, but also the damages to human beings, including death. So that's all you've got
to be divided amongst.
Correct.
I mean, obviously it's a horrible situation when a family has lost their lives, but I think another takeaway from this is if something crashes into your home, I feel like we're a little exposed in terms of insurance and, you know, getting money back.
Sure. So, you know, obviously you can protect yourself with homeowners policies. Believe it or not, and we've talked ad nauseum about this on this program, is if you purchase uninsured motorist coverage, since the damage was caused by a motor vehicle, you would have access to your uninsured motorist coverage policy.
As the homeowner. Even
though you were not in a car, you were in your bed or a couch or whatever, and as long as it was a vehicle that caused the harm, then you can pursue uninsured motorist coverage. So one way to protect yourself in a situation like that is to make sure you have as much uninsured motorist coverage as you can afford. It would help cover medical expenses, things like that. It's not going to cover the damage to the house, but at least you would have that to cover your medical expenses and reimbursement for serious bodily injury or, in this sad case, death.
Absolutely. All right. Well, definitely a sad situation and
sure.
one that is causing a lot of questions. So we appreciate your input. For more information on anything insurance related or otherwise, you can always find Carl and his team at injuriesarepersonal.com. We'll be right back.